Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at noon.
Now at noon, 2 letters in 2 days from the state, critical of the actions taken by Orange County. Now the mayor is reacting. Plus, the man accused of shooting and killing a former Orlando Magic player is back in court today as a jury decides if he acted in self-defense. But first, we start News 6 at noon with a live look from our camera in Daytona Beach, where we are seeing so much blue sky and a lot of people out there along the coast. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here, and Candace, those temperatures are climbing once again today.
Oh, it's going to be another toasty day on tap across Central Florida for your Wednesday. Right now, as of noon, it's already in the low to mid 90s. We're already at 95 in Titusville, 92 in the Villages, 93 in Sanford, even along our coastline there. That live look. Right now, they're dealing with a current temperature of 92, but right now it feels like those along the beach there in Volusia County feels like 106, even up to 108 for those along New Smyrna Beach. Further inland, the heat continues up to about 108 in the Villages, 102 in Orlando. Because it feels like temperatures will continue to hover pretty widespread between 108 and 112. We are all again under that heat advisory. It's not extreme like it was yesterday, but still dangerous heat conditions. So if you're planning on enjoying the beach today, tomorrow, even into the weekend, I think conditions are going to be pretty good. We are looking at a low-end risk of rip currents with the surf less than about a foot. So if you're going to be out there, just making sure to take those breaks in the shade. Make sure you're hydrating and lather on that sunscreen. Don't forget to reapply. I'm a culprit of that. Rain chances this afternoon, though. Make sure your eyes are to the sky this afternoon as rain coverage does go up to about 50%, but it looks like most of it will come much later on today. We'll have more details on the timing of the rain and a look at the weekend forecast in minutes.
I find it somewhat ironic that the 37-year-old Attorney General is attacking me personally, attacking our board. I spent more years on the streets of Florida patrolling our streets as a law enforcement officer than he's been alive.
Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings not holding back as he and the county are now facing increased scrutiny from the state. The controversy surrounds immigration and who is going to pick up the tab for transporting detainees. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez put that question to the mayor this morning.
When I left the office yesterday, we had not formally received the letter.
Did not come to us.
Apparently, the letter was sent to you, the media, and not to those of us in Orange County government.
That's what Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings told me when I asked how he felt after reading this letter from Florida's Attorney General James Othmeyer.
The AG sent it to Demings and the board, telling them to sign the amended ICE agreement and transport detainees or face the consequences, including potential removal from office. The commission should always prioritize the safety of its residents over the misguided views of left-wing activists.
Othmeyer said in the letter, he's talking about the county rejecting an addendum to the ICE agreement it signed earlier this year.
The addition would require Orange County to transport detainees to ICE facilities.
We support lawful immigration.
But the mayor says the county is already cooperating with ICE. And since the number of detainees has increased substantially, the county wants to discuss the amount it gets for housing them.
Our community is entitled to reimbursement for those that we hold on federal charges. We've said that we want to negotiate what that reimbursement rate should be.
And that agreeing to transport them would put a strain on county resources.
What they're doing is making our community unsafe, making our jail unsafe, because then they're pulling people out of resources that we cannot afford to send somewhere else within our state.
When it comes to the DOJ audit of the county, the mayor and Commissioner Nicole Wilson feel it isn't about reducing spending.
We invite anybody that can allow us to see a better way of doing things. We do not want to reinvent the wheel. But the idea of coming for us for things like investing in raised crosswalks or in environmental conservation land, that is a political position. It is not about saving you time or money.
The mayor said they'll be discussing the audit and the letter from the Attorney General during the next county board meeting, which is scheduled for Tuesday. Reporting in Orange County, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Right now, the fate of the man accused of shooting and killing a former Orlando Magic player is in the hands of the jury. Lawrence Doherty is charged with second-degree murder for the death of Adrian Payne. The shooting happened in 2022 in the Econ Landing neighborhood outside Doherty's townhome. Doherty took the stand in his own defense Tuesday and became emotional. Investigators say Payne was there trying to help a woman involved in a domestic dispute, but Doherty says he was acting in self-defense. Prosecutors argue he was not in any danger. We have a crew in the courtroom, and we'll have an update starting later this afternoon. A man is behind bars on an aggravated manslaughter charge after a 3-year-old boy drowned in a hotel pool. It happened Saturday at the Quality Inn in Palm Bay on Palm Bay Road. A housekeeper told police she spotted the toddler floating in the pool. According to the police report, the woman says she yelled at 40-year-old Sharif Smith to grab the child, but he was asleep on the pool steps. Investigators say Smith was awake but continued to refuse help and cursed at hotel staff. The child was taken to the hospital but later died. Police say Smith has an active warrant for DUI in Georgia and is being held without bond. 4 confirmed cases of dengue fever in Brevard County have prompted the Department of Health to issue an alert. Dengue fever is a viral infection transmitted to humans through mosquito bites. The Department of Health and Mosquito Control are planning mosquito treatments and overnight sprays to lower the risk. Symptoms of dengue fever are similar to the flu, with fever and muscle aches. Symptoms typically show up within 2 weeks of a mosquito bite. The DOH reminds everyone to take steps to avoid mosquito bites. A man is dead and an officer is recovering following a shooting in Tampa this morning. It happened around 8:15 near Busch Gardens. The police chief said the suspect was having a friendly conversation with the officer behind the building, but as the officer was walking back inside, the suspect shot him in the leg. The man then ran toward Busch Gardens, where officers found him dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Police are still working to identify the suspect. The officer was taken to the hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. The Justice Department is urging federal judges in New York to unseal grand jury information in the Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell sex trafficking cases. It comes as the president is also revealing new information about his falling out with a late convicted sex offender. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
He took people, and because he took people, I said, don't do it anymore.
Speaking aboard Air Force One, President Trump gave more details into his falling out with Jeffrey Epstein, who he eventually banned from his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida.
I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone.
The president acknowledged one of those workers was Virginia Giuffre, who alleges Ghislaine Maxwell approached her in the spa back in 2000 when she was only 16.
I was reading about anatomy and massage, and that's when Ghislaine came up to me.
Giuffre, whose family says died by suicide earlier this year, was one of Epstein's most public sex trafficking accusers. In a 2020 interview with Gayle King, she called Maxwell the mastermind of his sex trafficking operation.
She is a monster. She's worse than Epstein. She did things even worse than Epstein did. I would like to see Ghislaine stay in jail forever.
Maxwell is now appealing her 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking to the U.S. Supreme Court and to President Trump, asking for clemency.
The House Oversight Committee wants to hear from Maxwell, but a new letter from her attorney says she cannot risk further criminal exposure in a politically charged environment without formal immunity. A congressional spokesman says the committee will not consider granting immunity for her testimony. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
A tsunami alert left people on edge in Hawaii and along the entire West Coast. It brought mass evacuations to Hawaii and some coastal flooding. The cause of the alert, one of the largest earthquakes on record way out in the Pacific off eastern Russia. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti reports from Malibu.
You need to expect that there will be flooding on all of the islands. We expect significant damage along the coastlines.
An urgent warning from the governor of Hawaii ordering people to get to higher ground after one of the world's strongest earthquakes hit off Russia's coast early Wednesday local time, prompting tsunami alerts halfway around the world. Lines of vehicles stretch for miles in Honolulu, with drivers stuck in traffic trying to evacuate.
The roads are full, people trying to move. We ask you to stay calm, cooperate.
It was a similar scene near Waikiki Beach. Airports were shut down and evacuation shelters opened across the state.
We decided to go to elevated ground. We've passed a couple other gas stations that you can't even get in them.
The first tsunami waves hit Hawaii early this morning, flooding parking lots and boat harbors. The largest wave so far was off the coast of Maui, measuring about 6 feet high.
We're past the worst part of it. We're not going to see any impacts bigger than we've already seen.
The tsunami waves were created by a massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake that hit Russia's Far East some 6 hours earlier, interrupting surgeries and damaging buildings. powerful waves first crashed into Russia's coastline, flooding homes, the largest as tall as 16 feet. Drone video captured the aftermath. And in Japan, people climbed on roofs as tsunami waves hit the shore.
And incredibly, no major injuries have been reported. Here in Southern California, officials are urging caution around the coast, warning specifically of strong rip currents. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Malibu, California.
This morning, Orange County celebrated the groundbreaking of the county's 115th park. Watermark Park is next to Panther Lake Elementary and Winter Garden. The park is part of the county's larger plan to preserve green space.
This park is expected to serve over 7,000 youth participating in organized sports, along with providing access to trails, boat ramps, recreation centers, and various recreational programs for the 1.5 million people who call Orange County home.
The park cost $1.8 million to build. Concerns over a big jump in water bills in one Central Florida community. Coming up, the reasons behind the spike and what can be done about it.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery.
Frustration is growing in Deltona. Hundreds of residents have reached out to News 6, sharing their concerns about shocking spikes in their water bills. Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada went to find out what's behind these increases and what's being done about it.
I read through all of the complaints that you guys sent, and a lot of people here in Deltona are really upset with those water bills. Well, the city says there could be a reason behind those spikes, and they're encouraging folks to come down and get a full breakdown on what's going on. It's a frustration rippling through Deltona. Residents like Jose are seeing shocking water bills.
I've been a resident here for approximately almost 40 years.
Wow.
And the water bill has increased drastically in the last year and a half. So I'm on a fixed income. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford the bills nowadays.
The city says a few common issues could be to blame.
I would say that there's usually 3 things that cause a higher bill.
Including sprinkler systems, leaky toilets, or unbalanced water softeners, which can flush constantly and go unnoticed. The city says it serves about 38,000 customers, but only 8,000 are on sewer. That small number has to support the cost of treatment, which is why the sewer rates are higher than average. As of Friday, every home in Deltona will have a new smart meter, part of a push to improve transparency and encourage conservation.
If you do have a problem with your bill, or you feel like there's a problem with your bill, contact the city and we will do our very best to figure out what's happening.
City leaders say if you have a concern, don't wait. Bring your bill to City Hall and ask for a breakdown. The first phase of the smart meter app is expected to roll out in September. And if you think your bill is off, the city says that they want to help you figure out why. Reporting in Deltona, I'm your Volusia County community correspondent, Angie Casava, News 6.
Okay, check out this scary moment caught on camera when a tree caught on fire yesterday at Universal's Islands of Adventure. This is video that was taken by a user called The Park Goer, and they say they suspected this was caused by a lightning strike. Now, the person who recorded this video was in line for the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey attraction when he started recording the flames right there near the queue. The Orlando Fire Department did get there around 7:30. The call was cleared about 30 minutes later, and there were no reports of injuries. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos here. And Candace, those storms really got cranking last night. A whole lot of lightning across much of Central Florida.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, Julie, we have those sea breeze storms, but because it's been so hot, a lot of these storms get in kind of an extra lift and that extra heat-induced, pow that these storms sometimes pack because of how hot and humid things are. So again, we have a lot of lightning still in the forecast for today, but it's not widespread. The cells that do develop will be packing a punch again this afternoon. So meteorologist Jonathan Kegas will be pinpointing that even into the evening hours as late as about 11 o'clock tonight. All right, let's break down what you can expect for the next couple of days. The rest of the work week is still going to be hot. There's no way of kind of making that sound any better. We're still talking triple-digit heat as we will continue to feel upwards of 108 to 112. Most likely, heat advisories will be likely again for tomorrow. I don't see a big shift in our weather pattern just yet until this weekend. That's when rain chances will start to increase up to about a 60 to 70%. But just because we have more rain this weekend doesn't mean there's not going to be any rain today. We are still looking at about a 40 to 50% chance, really favoring inland zones. Repeat performance of what we've dealt with for the past couple of days. Some of our inland zones have been seeing the rain almost consistently every evening, where other areas like the coast haven't seen a drop of rain all week long. Let's look at those temperatures out the door. Now, temperatures in the blue here are the actual temperatures. That's what the thermometer reads outside. But when you factor in the humidity, that's where we get that feels like temperature. It's not a made-up number. There's an actual scientific equation to it. Right now, it feels like 108 degrees in the Villages. It feels like 104 in Sanford. Notice right now, Titusville, it feels like 109, 104 even there in southern Brevard County. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your Wednesday.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
Now, your highs throughout the rest of the day today will continue to build up to about 97. I do see a lot of our areas still a few degrees shy of record-breaking temperatures, so I don't think we're going to be breaking as many records as we did yesterday. But then the rain chances will be coming through after we hit our peak heating point of the day there with a high of 97. So later on today, it's going to be a lot more of what we're dealing with right now, feeling like upwards of 108 to 112. Some locations could even get a little hotter than that, but still remaining under that heat advisory until 7 o'clock this evening. Let's show you here clouds and rain futurecast, just showing a couple of scattered showers developing. It's pretty widespread, kind of scattered in little pockets there. Marion County could be seeing a little bit of rain. We'll see some of those scattered showers there in and around Seminole and Orange County. And then as we head into the evening hours, the sea breezes try to collide and lining up along I-4. I don't see a big widespread chance, but again, we could get a couple of those rowdy thunderstorms that can produce a lot of lightning, some heavy rain, and a few of those gusty winds at times as well. And then on Thursday, we should start to see more scattered showers again. But then we're really increasing the chance for the rain and storms as we head into Saturday and Sunday. We have this. It's in kind of a weakening front. It's not bringing us any cool changes, but it will be bringing some cooling relief when We have some more rain in the forecast, so coverage by Saturday, really looking at to Sunday and Monday. Rain chances will be on the rise up to about 70%. So it looks like, thankfully, for those who are dealing with those high water bills and things, we might not need to be watering our lawns as much, as Mother Nature could be finally helping us out in that category this coming weekend. Back to you, Julie.
Candace, thank you. Stay with us. News 6 at noon. We'll be right back. Breaking news just into our newsroom. Osceola County says a small plane made an emergency landing on a busy road. You can see that photo there they provided. This happened just west of Han Brown Road on US 192. We're told it did hit a vehicle as it was coming down, but no injuries have been reported. At last check, the right turn lane on eastbound 192 is blocked. Check back for updates here on air and on clickorlando.com. Have you checked out our all-new primetime schedule over on News 6 Plus yet? Matt and Ginger have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9 o'clock. Then go in-depth as we track the tropics and answer your questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas at 9:30. Then watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all on tonight on News 6 Plus. And you can download our streaming app for free. Just search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right, looking here at the next 7 days, rain chances still about 50% this afternoon as the sea breezes come together. But really, no matter where you are in Central Florida, you'll be feeling that heat. Triple-digit heat, meaning heat advisories remain in place until 7 o'clock tonight. After that 7 o'clock hour, though, we'll still have a couple more thunderstorms around.
All right. Switch over to News 6 Plus right now to watch News 6 Extra. Our next newscast is at 4. Have a great day.